There's a classic bit of fretless playing that I've loved ever since I first heard it, and that's the bass line from Hey You by Pink Floyd. This bass line wasn't recorded by Pink Floyd's bassist Roger Waters. It was in fact recorded by Dave Gilmour. Apparently he played all the fretless Pink Floyd bass lines and some of the other ones too. I especially love the bass feature in the intro and where it comes back later on in the song, but I also like all the slides and the long notes in the rest of the bass line. Although the 80s fretless sound, the classic kind of chorusy fretless sound, is a really nice tone, I kind of prefer the clean tone of the fretless that's on Hey You. So in this lesson I'm going to teach you how to play the main sections of the bass line from Hey You. I've also made a note-for-note transcription of the bass line. You can get that in standard notation and tab by clicking the link below this video in the description. First of all, let's quickly chat basses. So I'm going to demonstrate this on my Status S2 fretless. This is a really lovely bass that I had made for me in the early 2000s. It's a 5-string and it's got a graphite neck. Now when I went to get this bass kind of designed, I wanted a wooden neck. They talked me into a graphite neck at Status and I'm really glad they did. It's got a lovely warm tone to it. It's a shame that Status don't make basses anymore because they made really lovely instruments. You can play this bass line on a fretted bass, of course. It won't have the same effect, but it will still sound great. Hey You is in the key of E minor and it's got a relatively easy chord progression. Let's work through the intro first, which has got this lovely melodic bass feature in it. So we slide up to the E first. Okay. And then we've got this. Okay, that's just fifth and octave for E. Okay, B and E. Now the hard thing about this bass line is because you're putting these slide ups and slide downs in, it affects your kind of fingering patterns and your intonation. Okay, so you've got to be careful that you really nail the intonation because you're constantly kind of getting out of position with these slides. So slide up to E, and then okay. When you do, you bend up to those, or kind of a little slide, maybe a fret's worth if you've got them marked on your fretless, and a little slide down, and then hold it D, and then you kind of slide down. All right, so you've got the D for 2 bars. I kind of count 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 1. Start sliding there. Okay, so that first line, you come in on 4. 1, 2, 3. Okay, and then back on E. Okay, these are just little, don't pluck them all. Slide down and back up. So B, A sharp, B, it's just a fret down. Okay, so you just pluck the first one of the 3 and then pluck again. Okay, so and that comes in on 2 and 1, 2 and, so 1, 2, and slide down a little bit from that E and then back to D again. Slide down, E and A, and you've got to kind of restrike to slide back up to the D. Okay, Dave Gilmour really does that quietly when you listen to the track. He kind of holds that E and then he must restrike somewhere, so just on the bottom of the bass. Okay, just I've kind of written an F, but it's not really about that note, it's about starting the slide. 3, 4, 1, 2. Okay, so you've got to land on these notes. Okay, when you start sliding, just look at where your kind of target note. Okay, I'll play that intro. 1, 2, 3. Okay, so this is down on the PDF. So really it's just kind of E minor to D minor for that intro, okay? So just make sure you count through that, through those bars, all right? So a lot of the time it's kind of 2 bars on each chord and it changes again, okay? So that's really tricky. So most of your focus probably be on this section here and then the bass feature later on in the bass line. If you're enjoying this video, then don't forget to subscribe to my channel by clicking the red subscribe button on the bottom right hand corner of the screen. And if you click the bell and select all, you'll get notified as soon as I release a new video. So really this song has just kind of got these, the intro, the guitar bit, and these kind of verses, okay? I've just put them as verses. They're generally kind of like 16 plus bars long. The verse 1 has got kind of long notes, just quite easy long notes. We're holding on the E minor, and then we're sliding to the B minor. Again, E minor. Okay, and then it goes to D, and then G, D, C, and then B, A. Okay, and these are minor chords there, B minor and A minor. Okay, so the verse is all down on the PDF. It's quite an easy one, that one. It's just getting these slides in, okay? They're a little bit tricky there with the timing, but it's basically E minor and B minor, and then we've got that change to D, G, D, C, B minor, A minor. Verse 2 is pretty much the same thing, but it's busier. We've got this. Okay, we've got that rhythm in there. Now I've noticed here that drums there are really kind of on the beat for this section, just really locked in on the beat. The rest of it's kind of fairly laid back when we've got these long notes, okay? Maybe the bass is kind of just like slightly behind the beat with the drums, but this bit here is really kind of locked on the tempo. Okay, so we've just got that rhythm there. So there's a real contrast with this, so make sure you're playing it with the proper rests here, okay? Off, 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 and then slide. Okay, ends the kind of same. And then the B minor, A, and then we've got 2 bars of E minor here. Okay, that's verse 2. Verse 3 is fairly similar. It's a bit busier than verse 1, not as busy as verse 2. So we've got these kind of long notes, and we've got those extra 8th notes. We've got a nice bar in 121. I'll play from 120, the B minor. Okay, so we're coming from B, C, C sharp, D. Okay, we've got that nice little bit in there. Okay, verse 3 kind of ends the song. After verse 1, we've got a link bar. It's just 2 bars of E minor and 2 bars of D minor. Okay, we play the E minor and then we slide. And I've put above the note, don't restrike the note. So from this slide here, you're sliding up to D there and just don't pluck again. Okay. And then we've got verse 2, which we looked at. We've got the guitar melody, kind of the big section here. We've got this kind of rhythm. That kind of thing. Okay. The first bar. Okay. And it's quite hard to hear. It's very loud. There's a lot going on. It's hard to perfectly pick up the bass line, but I think I've kind of got it. To A, so A minor here. Okay, in this bar 64. Quite nice. Nice little run there. So So it's that kind of rhythm there, okay? So like I said, the bulk of this bass line is quite easy. It's all down on the PDF. It's just the bass features which are tricky, but the easy bass line's still really nice, okay? You've got to keep it in tune, and you've got to put these nice slides in it as well. The bass break's a little bit similar to the intro. It's really nice. It starts with this E minor, and then there's a very soft section here. You can barely hear it. It's been mixed down. Okay, and then the bass feature starts with this E. So 1, 2, 3. Okay, so that's a slide on 3/4 on the E to B. Okay, up there. So 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then we've got these little slides up. Okay, and that slides all the way there. Okay, and then similar thing from before. Okay, so again we pluck the first of the groups of 3. Okay, like this. And on this D, it goes right up. And we've got that A there, okay? Alright, so it's a little bit tricky when we get up high. Okay, so I'm going to play that whole bass break. Alright, 3, 4. And then we're into verse 3. So that's pretty tricky, okay? So like I said earlier on in the video, you're likely to need to focus on this section and the intro section, but they're really nice, very melodic, and lots of kind of slides in there which make it a little bit more tricky to play. So that's the main sections of the bass line. Remember, I've done a note-for-note transcription, and you can pick that up by clicking the link below this video in the description. I'd love to know what you thought of this lesson. It's a real favourite bass line of mine. I hope you enjoyed it. Let me know if you've got any questions about that. And I'd love to hear what you're playing on. If you've got a fretless bass that you're going to try it on, let me know. So leave me a comment below this video. If you felt you got value out of this lesson, you can always buy me a coffee. They're $5. The link's here at the bottom of the screen, or you can find a link to click on below in the description. And you can really help me out by liking and sharing this video and subscribing to my channel. Don't forget to check out my website, gbshed.com. I've got loads of bass courses over there, books, there'll be some special offers, I've got my merch, so that's gbshed.com. This is Greg from Greg's Bass Shed. Hope to see you very soon in the next video.